Hey y'all, Airgun Angie with Gateway to Airguns. This is the ace in the hole. Yes, this is the Umarex Legends ace in the hole. So what is it? Let's take a look. Really quick, I want to say thank you to Gateway to Airguns for making this video possible. Go check them out, guys. www.gatewaytoairguns.org. www.gatewaytoairguns.org. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a realistic revolver CO2 pellet pistol. 177 caliber pellets, not BBs, actually pellets, which I am a fan of pellet pistols. They're more accurate, it seems. It's powered by CO2. You use one 12-gram cartridge of CO2. What's its purpose? To have fun, of course, and to get a little bit of revolver practice. Like I said, guys, it is realistic. The weight is 1.95 pounds. That's completely empty. With the CO2 cartridge, I got 2.07 pounds. Super light. The length of it is 9 inches. That includes the 3.5-inch steel barrel. On the 3.5-inch barrel, you have plastic front blade sights, which are removable. The rear fixed sight might be sufficient. You may not need this. It actually looks like a muzzle brake right there when you take the plastic ones off. And then they just push back on. The short barrel and the lightweight is perfect for some quick draw practice. Remember I said realistic. It has the ejecting rod right here to eject the pellet capsules out of the cylinder. I told you it was realistic. An ejecting rod? That's cool. It is a 6-shot revolver. The pellet capsules are available separately, so you can actually buy extra pellet capsules, have them preloaded and ready to shoot, so you don't have to take the extra time between each shots. You can just load the pellet capsules in after you take the empty ones out and shoot. Go borrow somebody and have them load the pellet capsules while you shoot. The grip is black plastic, but not weak in any sense. It's actually quite sturdy. The construction of the entire gun is done very well. It's mostly metal. The grip is dressed with a nice, beautiful spade emblem on both sides. Nice touch, Umarex. It has a quick hammer action, easily cocked with your thumb for quick, repetitive shooting. The trigger is a single action trigger, and the safety that is placed in front of the trigger is manual. That is what I like. I love a manual safety. It's not one that I would call easily accessible or easy to engage or disengage. It does take a little effort. Okay, so how to operate this 177 caliber CO2 pellet revolver. First, like I said, you're gonna need to power it with some CO2. One 12-gram cartridge of CO2, and it's super, super easy to load CO2 and pellets. So you're gonna unscrew the Allen screw at the base of the grip. Loosen it up. You don't have to remove it completely, just loosen it up. There's an indentation on the bottom as well in front of the Allen screw where you can pull up on it and remove one side of the grip. That allows you access to the CO2 compartment. You're going to place a drop of RWS chamber lube oil on the top of the CO2 cartridge and then place the CO2 cartridge in the compartment and tighten the screw up a little bit. Not completely, just so the CO2 cartridge doesn't wiggle around. And then you're going to replace the grip on it, push it in, wait till you hear it click, it's done. Then you're going to tighten the screw all the way until you don't hear CO2 leaking anymore. Okay, so now it's powered. Now how to load the pellets. So like I said, there is removable pellet capsules, and what you're going to do is you're going to open the access door, that's what I call it, on the right side of the pistol. The cylinder does not turn on its own. You have to half cock the gun. And in order to half cock the gun, you must disengage the safety. Once you have the safety disengaged, half cock the gun and then the cylinder will turn freely. And you can either remove the pellet capsules by using the ejecting rod or just tip the gun barrel up and gravity will do its job as you turn the cylinder. The pellet capsules will come out. Or if you have small hands like me, no need to remove the pellet capsules at all. Just press a pellet in each pellet capsule while it's in the cylinder. Remember, pellets go in, skirt facing you. So once you've loaded the pellets in whatever manner is convenient for you, whether you have little hands or large hands, make sure you engage the safety until you're ready to fire. Okay, let's talk about performance. That's accuracy, power, just all around performance. So let's talk about the trigger. The trigger on this one, what do you guys think? It's a CO2 pellet pistol. You think it's got a nice trigger and it's not super inexpensive? Well, yes, it does. I got 12 ounces of trigger pull. To me, that is almost absolutely perfect. So it's got a sweet, sweet trigger. Umarex really paid attention to the details on this one. So accuracy, of course, to find out the accuracy of a gun, first you need to find the pellets that it likes, if it's a pellet gun, of course. And this is, so I took it out and I tested several pellets, and I didn't just test them once, I tested them twice and got 2 different groups out of each of them to find out which ones were the best. After I tested all the many pellets, I separated these ones and did 2-shot groups at 20 feet with each of these pellets. But before I get to that, I want to talk to you guys about velocity. So what type of velocity? These are relevantly close to the same weight. These are 8.4s, these are 8.6s, these are 8.2s, except for these ones. These ones are 5.5s. But these 3 right here are relatively similar in weight, and these 2 are dome top and this one is a wad cutter. So what type of velocity was I getting from each pellet? Okay, the JSB 8.4s, I was getting 295 feet per second and 1.6 foot-pounds of energy. The H&N Sport Field Target Trophies, I was getting 279 feet per second and 1.4 foot-pounds of energy. RWS R10 matches, I was getting 300 feet per second with 1.5 foot-pounds of energy. And surprise again, guys, JSB, JSB, JSB. They got the best group. So those were my top pellets. And between H&N, the H&N Field Target Trophies and the R10 matches, the RWS R10 matches, I honestly could not figure out which ones were better. They were tied. There was no, this one shot better than the other, and I even measured the grouping and they were the same. So those 2 tied. JSB came in front by a little, and later, guys, I checked out the Field Target Trophy greens. Those are lead-free pellets, 5.5 grains, just to see, because I shot them over the Crony for max velocity. Umarex claims max velocity of 340 feet per second. No, I didn't get that with any of those three. I got it with those though. 349 feet per second with the field target trophy greens. So a little above what they claim to be max velocity. That was super sweet. And they're accurate. So shoot them fast and accurate. That's awesome. So guys, the field target trophy greens that are on the table right now, I didn't intend on shooting them for accuracy, but I tested them for velocity and I said, what the heck? Let me see if they're accurate too. I shot them and they were right there with the rest of them. They did really well also. So all of the pellets that I chose today, I am not at all disappointed in any of them. They shot great. So at 20 feet, 2 shot groups of each of these, they all performed beautifully, absolutely beautifully. I wanted to see what the performance was at 15 feet, which I know is a little closer than 20, so yeah, it should be better, and it was. And then also I wanted to check it at a further distance, 30 feet. Now at 30, I shot it offhanded first before on the rest, and I was thinking, oh man, I am terrible at offhand shooting with this pistol. And then I sat down and shot it on the rest at 30 feet, and I was still terrible at shooting. So 30 feet, absolutely not. It is not a good shooter at 30 feet. Keep it close, guys. 20 feet and under, that's about the max distance that you need to take the Umarex ace in the hole revolver pistol. 20 feet would be my distance of choice. Now, at 15 feet, absolutely beautiful, offhand, and on the rest. That's where it shot the best. It didn't shoot bad at all at 20 feet. We have one more thing to discuss. So, what I always like to do is, you know, guns start out when you first put the new capsule of CO2 in the gun. It shoots a little, maybe there's 2 or 3 shots that it needs to get the craziness out of its system, so it does. But then it levels out for a little while. But then when the CO2 starts getting low, it dives down and the accuracy starts dropping. So I like to find out where it shoots the best and for how long it shoots the best. So what I did is, this is my target. I know it says 50-yard target. It's not. It did not shoot this at 50 yards. I should actually replace that with from full to empty, because that's really what this is. A brand new CO2 cartridge all the way down to just about empty. Not really empty because the pellet wouldn't even reach the paper if I shot it like that. But you can see it's about a 2-inch shot group. How many shots did I get with one CO2 cartridge? Well, the chronograph picked up 107. But I know for a fact that some of the shots were not picked up. It said error a couple of times, or a few. And then there might have been a girl behind the gun pulling the trigger that shot a few dry fires. So I'm guessing I got about 120-ish shots per cartridge, which isn't bad. So that's how many shots are on this paper, 120 shots. And you can see the last few shots started dropping. I used the field target, the H&N field target trophy for this because I actually have more of those than I do JSB. JSB, I need more. So I used the field target trophies for this because there really isn't that big of a difference in accuracy between all 3 of the pellets. JSB did do a little better, just gotta mention that. Okay guys, so 120 shots out of one full 12-gram CO2 cartridge. Now the first shot was about 303 feet per second. Then the 60th shot, because I tried to go halfway through. The 60th shot, I got 262 feet per second, and the 120-ish shot was 100 and what? And the 120th shot was 181 feet per second. So there was a decent drop from 303 feet per second down to 181 in the 120 shots. But check out the group. Check out the group. This is the majority of the shots right here, 2 inches. And I did this at 20 feet, 2-inch shot group. These ones are when it started getting low. So that's not terrible at all. That's actually pretty decent. That's about all I have to tell you guys about this little revolver. So, pros and cons. Well, let's do cons first because we always do pros. Let's do the cons first and we'll finish up with the pros. So cons. Well, 6 shots. Oh my, it does not take long to go through 6 shots. It would be nice if there was a little bit more. But then that would change the entire design of the gun. So maybe that con's a little bit ridiculous. Let me pick something else. The front blade sight. It's plastic and flimsy, and I actually think it looks rather cool without it. And I think this rear fixed sight would be sufficient enough. I should have tested that. Maybe I'll do that later. And the only other thing that I really the safety is a little hard to push, which I guess that may be a good thing. I don't know. Okay guys, so we went over the cons. Now, what about the pros? Do I have any? Of course I do. It's the ace in the hole, guys. I love this thing. Don't let me forget Umarex Legends. Legends. That makes it sound so much cooler. Umarex Legends ace in the hole. So what do I like about this gun? Well, there is a lot. And I'm going to start with the fixed, it's not fixed at all. The front blade sight. Yes, I said it was a con. I didn't like it, but just take it off. If you don't like it, take it off. I believe that the rear sight, the rear fixed sight, will be sufficient enough to get your pellet on target. I like the weight and the size of it. It's perfect for my hands. The CO2 and the pellets are all easy to load. It is easy to use. You don't have to fight it. I hate fighting guns. I just want to shoot them. It's accurate up to a certain distance. I mean, it is accurate up to a certain distance, which is, that's everything. And great for practice, really, really great for practice. And one of my favorite things about this, yes, I like to shoot, but I like to look at pretty things. Now this has like a weathered kind of worn look, so it looks like a real classic, and that really catches my eye. So guys, as far as the ace in the hole, Umarex Legends ace in the hole, I think that's about it for my grip review. Go to Gateway to Airguns, check out the video. It has so much information for amateurs, for professionals. I mean, just from every spectrum of the airgunning world, Gateway to Airguns has it. You can get on there and interact with other airgunners, experts and beginners and PCP lovers, Springer lovers, just everyone. Everyone is on there interacting, giving information, receiving information. So get on there and join them, guys. Again, www.gatewaytoairguns.org. I thank you guys so much for watching. And if this wasn't an ace in the hole for you, stay tuned, guys. I'll have another grip review coming up, and it may be the Springer in your step. I'm Airgun Angie with Gateway to Airguns. Y'all don't just have a good day, have an awesome one. See ya. It has a quick thumber action. Thumber? What?